Hey, you Greg Ritchie from The Messenger?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
I've been wanting to meet you, man. I've been watching your podcast. You can't put two sentences together worth a flip.
Oh, yeah? Well, I think you're nothing but a big old... You're like a... You're just a big... 1 second. Nothing but a big old poopy face. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's edition of Houston County News. I'm Messenger reporter Greg Ritchie on kind of a rainy weekend, but hey, we'll get through it. And joining us this week, Miss Kendall Hickson. Kendall, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I saw your picture is in today's newspaper.
Oh yeah,
as one of the Houston County Fair ambassadors, and that's not your first year to do that, right?
Yes, sir. I've done it multiple years.
What's your favorite part of being an ambassador? Is it the traveling? Is it the foreign languages?
I would definitely have to say my favorite part is the week of the county fair. It is like super eventful, and basically what ambassadors do is like kind of the behind the scenes and gets this and this and this done, and we really run the show and make sure things go forward. It is such a great program.
And you know, and of course I love all the events and the animals, but I'll tell you the Home and Garden Show is so cool. A couple years ago they asked me to judge the photographs.
Really?
I was so impressed. These amazing pictures of animal sunsets, just one blade of grass in the dew, you know. And some of the most amazing pictures, I would turn it over and it would say, you know, so-and-so, 7-year-old, you know, Grapeland Elementary or something. You go, wow, that's a lot of talent around here.
Yes.
Well, folks, we got a big show for you today. Pastor Leon Wallace from Good Shepherd Church is going to be joining us. I think you're going to enjoy that. We're going to have a pretty nice talk. I've got some... interesting questions to ask him. Also, Kendall, I don't know if you realized it, but Monday was Texas Independence Day.
Really?
Yes. And for those of us that were out there at the Crockett Square, you know, at the Alamo, the colonel in charge, William Barrett Travis, wrote a letter basically saying, we're not going to surrender, victory or death, come help us, but one way or the other, we're... And so the county's worked the last few months. We now unveiled basically a nice plaque on a little pedestal right outside the courthouse with the words of that letter. And we're going to have a few videos of that for you coming up later on because it was really nice. Also, Kennard won their game Friday night in Madisonville against Centerville. And so they are going to be progressing to the state level. And we've got, of course, Peyton Pierce with sports, and Kelly Nichols going to stop by to talk about that as well. And also, we're going to meet the Slocum Lady Mustangs, some of the basketball players and their coach. In fact, I saw a friend of yours.
Yes.
And she told me, she says, wait till I tell Kendall Mr. Ritchie came to my school.
She texted me as soon as you left and was like, I'm on the podcast.
Well, that's Jillian. And I've interviewed her before, maybe through 4-H. I don't remember, but I know for sure that we had talked before.
Yes.
So... And Slocum's such a cool school, and you don't hear a lot from them, which is good and a shame at the same time. So I'm definitely going to work to get them back in the paper. By the way, before we go to our first break and get the show underway, I was banned from a Facebook page. Banned.
What?
I don't know what I did wrong. I don't think I broke any rules or anything. But it's all over this political stuff, and everybody's still going on and on and on about it. And you know, if you don't support the candidate that they like, you're obviously evil. So it goes on, but we'll probably save that till next week because we got a packed show and it's going to start right after this.
Houston County, Texas is a lot of things. It's our amazing cities and towns, Davy Crockett National Forest, and our fields and streams. It's cattle and lumber, manufacturing and tech support. It's national brands and mom and pops. It's our churches and it's our schools. For many of us, Houston County is home. Come visit us and see for yourself what makes this place special. Houston County, first in Texas history, first in our heart.
And now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show.
Houston County Sports!
Good morning with your Houston County News Sports Update. I'm Peyton Pierce. Kennard won their playoff game Friday night in Madisonville with a winning score of 77-41. Kelly Nickel was actually at that game. Good morning, Kelly. Tell us about the game.
Yeah, Peyton, it was a great game. I thought I was getting there really early, but come to find out, it was jam-packed. I got there, and there was a line coming out of the facilities and well into the parking lot. I got in line, and then by the time I got up to the gate to actually buy a ticket and go on in, there was people all the way out to the road. I mean, I wasn't really sure that there was that many people in Kennard and Little Centerville, but there was, and it was a really good game.
Wait, I knew the Tigers won, but how did they win?
Yeah, Peyton, the game was really good. It started out a little slow, and then Devontae Tolliver just kicked it into high gear. That kid played a whale of a game. He had 22 points in the first half. The second half, they slowed things down a little bit to kind of burn the clock and try to get out of there without any injuries and things. But then Tolliver showed his other side of the game where he started passing the ball off to his teammates and was just as effective in that role as well. He just played a whale of a game.
Kelly, I saw that you spoke to Coach Driskell after the game. How was he feeling about that big win?
Yeah, he was really excited. This is right here is what he told us.
Well, I'm feeling pretty good. I don't have much of a voice because it was a loud game. I knew coming in that we had a really good shot. You know, beating a team 3 times is hard, but I knew that if we started fast, we would have a pretty good shot. I'm excited. I've never had cut a net before. I was nervous getting on the ladder. I'm excited.
Well, that's great, Coach. Guys, tell me a little bit about Devontae Tolliver.
A workhorse. When you can get him alone and you can get him locked in on something, you tell him what his role is, he's going to give it to you.
He had a great night tonight. What's on the horizon for Kennard? Where are we looking at? Any news?
Not yet. If it's who I think it's going to be, we're looking at maybe Centerville Leon. I'm not sure yet. He's playing there for the semifinals, but I don't know yet. Hopefully we'll know tonight or tomorrow.
All right. Well, congratulations tonight, and good luck on your next round.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess the next round will be the state semifinals where they'll play Milford. And that side has not been determined quite yet, but the game will most likely be on Tuesday, and we'll have more information as that becomes available. Thank you, Peyton, and glad to see you here on the podcast with us.
Thank you, Kelly, and congratulations to the Kennard Tigers. So, Greg, I heard that you went and visited the Slocum Lady Mustangs this week. How was that?
Well, yeah, Peyton, good morning to you too. And I sure did. I went out to Slocum, and, I hadn't been out there in a little while, and I actually missed the turnoff for the high school and had to go up and turn around. Such a beautiful campus, such a great little town, and had a good time talking with the Lady Mustangs and the coach, and put together this little video so you could kind of hear from them for yourself. Have a look. Well, tell me about yourself. Tell me where you come from, how long you been at Slocum.
I come from Grapeland. I grew up playing basketball in Grapeland. And then I came to Slocum in the 7th grade and started playing with these girls, and I really enjoy it.
You're a junior this year.
Yes,
they
sir.
say that's the hardest year. Have you found that to be true?
I think so, yes, sir.
Yeah,
academically, yes, sir.
How come?
Math is not my strong suit, and we're getting by. But
what's it like going to school at Slocum? What's your favorite part about going here particularly?
I love the people. The people are really great. I feel like everybody's so close, and we're like family, basically. my basketball team, we're pretty close. So, and I enjoy the staff and stuff.
Well, tell me about playing with the coach and the other girls. How's that been this year? Had an awesome year, I know.
We did have a pretty great year. I really enjoy playing with them. We work together as a team really well. I think we've grown, like starting out with my freshman year, I wouldn't say we were as close as we are now. We've grown together and we all read from the same book, it seems like, now when we play. And I love Coach Leuschner. He's a great coach. So
Plans after high school?
I think I want to go to esthetician school and I just want to get married and be a mom.
Chloe, how about you? Tell me about your background. What got you here today?
I've grew up in Slocum my whole life. I grew up here, born here, and I grew up with a family that I have. Our class is just kids from pre-K up. Like, we grown up together, and I love this school. Yeah, I just grew up here.
Now, you're a junior. A couple years from now, you're going to be faced with some decisions. Are you going to be ready to get out of Slocum, or you think you're going to miss it?
I'm going to miss it for sure. I mean, it's kind of hard coming. Like, this school is home. I mean, it's about as close to home as my home. Like, it's going to be hard leaving the people here and the staff.
Well, tell me about academics, favorite subjects you could live without, grades, that kind of thing.
I don't mind school. Like, I enjoy going to school, and I like every subject, mostly the teachers here. I mean, I have no problems with any teacher here. All I have, they just are great. So, I don't really know.
Well, tell me about basketball. Why basketball? How's it been with these young ladies and the coach? It's been an awesome year.
If anybody knows me, I'm not the best basketball player. I mean, I'm not all about basketball, but I play for my team and my coach. That's the only reason why I play. If I didn't have them, I wouldn't play.
Do you play any other sports or any other activities?
I play softball mostly. Hit that pretty hard.
Okay. What do you play at softball?
I'm a pitcher.
Pitcher. Oh, okay, good. I have to come see you this spring. And after school, any plans, any ideas what you want to
do? I want to be a nurse, but I'm kind of want to play collegiate softball. So.
Last question. Pancakes or breakfast taco?
Breakfast taco.
Why?
I'm not a big sweet person.
There you go. So, Janet, tell me about this year playing for the Lady Mustangs.
This year has definitely been my most favorite year out of all my 4 years in Slocum basketball. I love my team, and we're more than just a team. We're definitely family, and I consider every single one of these girls to be my sisters. And honestly, just our attitudes and everyone's personalities just go so well together, and we've all learned so much from each other, and we take criticism very well, and we listen to each other, and that's just something that I'm really thankful for.
Well, you guys got so far into the playoffs. Was that talent, skill, teamwork, coaching?
All of the above, honestly. We are definitely not the most athletic, but one thing that we do have is just we never quit, and that's just something I'm really thankful for. We always, if there's a loose ball, we're on the ground getting it. We have a pretty tall girl running around here somewhere. She's like little Bambi, but you give the ball to her, she's going to try to get it in, she's going to get a rebound, and so we just work really well together.
Well, you're a senior now, so you're kind of an example to follow for a lot of people. You talk about never quitting. Boy, that's a good lesson on the court and kind of in life, isn't it? Yes. How has that helped you?
I've had a pretty rough getting here, just where I am today, and I've learned that you can't stop no matter what's going on around you, and no matter the score of the game or whoever's talking about you out here or just whatever's going on, you can't quit, and you just got to keep going, and you have people to work for. I don't really do much for myself as in personal gain. I do it for everybody that I love and my teammates and my coaches, and I'm just really thankful for that.
Senior year can either be very stressful or just the easiest year of high school. So are you sort of gliding to a finish, or?
Academics wise, it's pretty simple. I've taken in pretty much everything, so I've never really been a good schoolgirl. I don't mind being here. I'm just not too smart on that level. But yeah, scholarships, filling out scholarships and everything is probably the most difficult part about it. Just trying to hit deadlines and everything. So yeah.
What's the plan after high school?
Not too sure yet. I'm gonna go probably to UTSA and study for psychology, and then probably down the road be a lawyer. So
excellent.
Well, I've been at Slocum for roughly 12 or 13 years, somewhere in that area, and I came initially as the elementary principal, and was principal for 6 years. And then I retired and stayed out a year and then missed it and missed coaching, which I had done prior to becoming a principal, and was given that opportunity. And so I came back as the girls coach.
You know, Slocum's such an interesting place. It's kind of hidden away, both physically and sort of psychologically. But it seems like the people who find it love it and don't want to leave. What is it about this place that makes it so special?
I think there's just a strong sense of community. A lot of the people that are here have grown up here, and these girls' parents, many of our girls' parents have come to school at Slocum, their grandparents even. So initially, as a newbie coming into Slocum from the outside, it was difficult, but after a while, they will embrace you. And I feel like it's been the case for me.
Well, tell me about this year and the basketball team. What just seemed to go so right this year?
Well, that's a really complicated question because in a season as long as ours, a lot of things happen, and we started off really not real good. And but I always felt like with the character of our kids, they're gonna fight through some adversity, and they were able to do that. And we saw gradual improvement throughout the season, and we intentionally had a difficult non-district schedule, and it paid off when we got to our district schedule. We were really playing well, and then obviously we made the playoffs and made a little run, and it really is attributed to their work, the resiliency, and the fact that they love each other.
Well, every coach will tell you that, muscle and physicality never hurts, but really heart is what wins games. Now, they were all nice. They all said nice things about you, but you can tell me the truth, though, if you'd like. Tell me about this squad, these young ladies.
Well, I really don't. They're all so different. They each have their own unique personalities. And, I raised daughters, and so they've kind of filled that nest after my girls left. And so it's kind of an unconditional thing. It doesn't really matter how mad they make me. They know I love them.
There's a backstory there I'm not even going to ask about. So I know we talked to a couple juniors, got them coming back for next year. What are the prospects for next year? Have you even gotten that far yet?
Really haven't thought about it, but we do return most of our team. So I'm excited about that. It'll be, every year's different, and it'll be interesting to see how things play out, but I'm excited about it, and I'm sure that there's the potential for some success there.
Last question. One of the coolest things about our local schools is you had mentioned you had been the elementary principal and basically saw these young ladies grow up, now about to graduate high school. Have they grown up at all, or what has that been like to sort of see their progression?
They have. It's really one of my greatest pleasures just to see them in first and second grade, and now see them as seniors. And it's just fun to see how they grow, and it's also fun to see what they're going to do in the future, and so I'm excited about their futures as well.
And thanks to the Lady Mustangs for letting us come through and interview them. Come back next week for more sports updates. I'm Peyton Pierce. Catch you next week.
Well, as we mentioned, this past Monday downtown, boy, what a show. Kendall, we toasted with Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
Because that's the most Texas of soft drinks.
Oh.
There were some reenactors out there who fired their muskets. Oh. And if you've never been close to muskets firing, and I don't know if the video will do it justice, but wow. Oh, and DETCOG's Leon Hunt was the master of ceremonies. Houston County Judge Jim Lovell read the Travis letter. Everybody got a flag. It was just awesome. And I want to show you some of the videos I made while we were out there. Have a look.
Texas, our Texas, all hail the mighty state. Texas, our Texas, so wonderful, so great.
Commandancy of the Alamo, February 24th, 1836. To the people of Texas and all Americans in the world, fellow citizens and compatriots, I am besieged by 1,000 or more of the Mexicans under Santa Anna. I have sustained a continual bombardment and cannonade for 24 hours and have not lost a man. The enemy has demanded a surrender at discretion. Otherwise, the garrison are to be put to the sword if the fort is taken. I have answered the demand with a cannon shot, and our flag still waves proudly from the walls. I shall never surrender or retreat. Then I call on you in the name of liberty, of patriotism, and everything dear to the American character to come to our aid with all dispatch. The enemy is receiving reinforcements daily and will no doubt increase to 3,000 or 4,000 in 4 or 5 days. If this call is neglected, I am determined to sustain myself as long as possible and die like a soldier who never forget what is due in his own honor and that of his country. Victory or death. Signed, William Barrett Travis, Lieutenant Colonel, Commander. P.S. The Lord is on our side. When the enemy appeared in sight, we had not 3 bushels of corn. We have since found in deserted houses 80 or 90 bushels and got into the walls 20 or 30 head of beeves. Travis.
Musket squad. Attack, jump. Present, off. Make ready. Aim. Fire.
At Darling Ingredients, we're more than a company. We're a driving force in transforming materials that others often view as waste into valuable products that feed animals, fertilize crops to fuel trucks and planes, and nourish people across the globe. From sustainable solutions that reduce food waste to innovative materials that shape industries, our work makes a meaningful impact in supporting daily life and demonstrates that sustainability and profitability can go hand in hand. From right here in Houston County to more than 15 countries around the world, Darling Ingredients, exactly as nature intended.
Well, folks, welcome back to Houston County News, and this week we have a very special guest. We've been wanting to get on for a while, but my schedule was crazy, or his schedule was crazy. We finally got it worked out, and that's Crockett's very own Pastor Leon Wallace. Pastor Wallace, welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, Greg. It's great to be here.
Well, I appreciate you being here and coming out this morning. We've wanted to do this for a while, and of course, we've talked to you some in the newspaper, but I have to get my thoughts organized because there's a lot to talk about. I know you didn't find Crockett by like blindfold dart on a map. What first got you to Crockett out of all the sort of gin joints in all the world, as they say?
Exactly. No, you don't just get here. You definitely feel like you are just placed here. But back in 2003, I actually met Pastor Byers through a mutual friend. And then in 2006, I actually came and spoke 10 nights here at Good Shepherd Fellowship Church. I was traveling at the time. And then through a series of events, I came back in 2015 and 16 and spoke a few times. And out of that, Pastor retired, and somehow I found myself as the pastor of Good Shepherd Fellowship. And that's been about 9 years ago.
Wow, it has gone back. Now, you may not even remember the first time you and I met. Do you remember that? You were fixing up that old church.
Right, New Testament Church.
New Testament Church. And the first time I met you, I think you were covered almost head to toe in paint spackles and sheetrock dust and the rest of it. Well, we've certainly seen Good Shepherd grow.
Yes.
I mean, from you outside in the prayer booth to supporting a lot of different things. I know you've got several ministries going on there. I know Pastor Marshall uses it to house his worship. What do we not know about what's going on over there, I guess?
No. Good Shepherd is a wonderful church. But the thing that made it so great is it had such a tremendous foundation with what Pastor Otis Byers had done. And so, he had set it up. Had wonderful buildings, low debt, almost no debt when I got here, and a good group of people. And so it was easy to build on that foundation. Nothing fractured, nothing broken, just coming in. And then we did, through a series of events, just gain some incredible people. And, I always say I'm in the people business. And
hey, it's hard to get a pew. I mean, the turnout is really, really awesome. in a time where, let's face it, a lot of local rural churches are suffering.
Right.
I mean, y'all have really found whatever that magic thing is in the soul and the heart and the brain, whatever it is, you guys have really seemed to find it.
Well, I do think that it is a combination of just wonderful people with a purpose that is kind of outside of ourselves, and then just working together, trying to create. I see myself more as a facilitator than building a church or our own little kingdom.
Right. Sure.
My main goal is to try to just encourage people to do what God's called them to do, and that's kind of why you have Inner City on Monday night. You know, Pastor Marshall doing a fabulous job with his vision and what God has called him to do. We started a Spanish church a few months before that, back in 2000. Pastor Paulie Garcia, who just lost his precious wife to cancer, does a fabulous job with Primera Iglesia. And so that's a fabulous thing. I got another young man, Jess Bishop. He is just launching next Sunday out at the old Star Ranch building where there used to be a restaurant on 21.
Yes.
And Houston Cowboy Church. And so he's another wonderful thing that's happening. Of course, Charlene Kelly with all of her ministries, The Well and podcast and jail ministry.
Her office is right next door to mine.
Exactly. And so, you know, she's doing a fabulous job. So that's what's happened. Just tremendous people doing great work. And we just happen to believe that teamwork makes the dream work.
Well, you know, Crockett's got its own specific needs and problems and challenges and all the rest. Tell us about the Haven. Well, I've seen it posting on it online, but what exactly does it do?
Ultimately, the Haven was kind of a vision that I had many years ago, and you know, it came to fruition 3 years ago, was to simply open a place where people could come pray, study, have Bible studies, whatever, that would be open. The original goal was 24 hours. We've not gotten to that point yet, but it's open about 16 hours a day.
Wow.
6 in the morning till about 9 at night. And, you know, we basically just invite people to come. There's no solicitation going on. Most of the time, there's no one there. You know, we do have a security system just to protect the people, but there's a couple of private rooms that people can use. We have internet, we have a bathroom, we have coffee.
So it's not the classic proselytizing.
No, and then it's really just for the community.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'll be honest. You know, the usage goes up and down. But we've had it open now for a little over 3 years. It's self-funded. You know, people help us. We have people that make some donations. I actually have a room that I stay in. That's how I commute back and forth from Athens.
Okay,
because
okay.
I live in Athens, actually.
Got it, okay.
And
love Athens. Great town.
But that was the whole concept, to open a place where people could just come at any time and, you know, have some personal time, have a group time. So we have a few groups that use it. Yeah. We have a few individuals that use it. And we just feel the ebb and the flow. Sometimes it'll be more, sometimes less. But our goal was just to try to keep it open.
Now, I'm going to surprise the good pastor here with a couple questions that I didn't warn him were coming. A few years ago, I went around the county. And I don't know, maybe a couple, 3 dozen maybe. I interviewed different pastors, but I asked each one's the exact same question.
Right.
Because those differences sort of, I think, in a way. So I thought I might throw a couple at you, just to get your opinion. When you finally cross that bridge someday that all men must cross.
Sure.
What question would you have for God? What when you get there, would you go, yeah, God, I've always wanted to know this. Is there one?
Well, I think one of the great challenges, because the Bible is such a big book, that I think probably how the sovereignty of God and the responsibility of man actually diverge.
Right.
Because it's like 2 railroad tracks running. We know at some point they diverge, but we don't have. So that's probably because the Bible speaks to the sovereignty of God and then also to the personal responsibility of man. Mm-hmm. And how that all interacts is really always fascinating to me.
Well, that's more profound. I was just going to ask why mosquitoes. But that's that's the difference between me and
because they like blood.
Okay, here's one for you, and I think you don't have to speculate. I think y'all have done this. There's so many distractions now for young people. There's phones and apps and.
Yes.
How do we keep young people involved, and how do we make sure those pews are just as filled with grandkids as they are today. It's a really challenge these days.
No, it's a big challenge because the family is different today. Not that it's worse or better. It's just that with 24/7 ability to, travel, to be up. So the distraction. And then if you think about it, whereas the public school or the private school or the homeschool has kids 6, 8, 10 hours a day, we basically have 2 shots at them, 1 hour on Sunday, and if we have a youth program, which we do another hour on Wednesday.
Right.
So when you think about it, we have 2 hours
a week,
basically to try to develop in them some real future commitments to the kingdom of God.
Right.
And then the family, of course, mother and dad's working. It's not like it used to be where one wage earner could maybe sustain it.
Right.
And then athletics, we love our kids being involved in sports and athletics. So what it does, it comes down to a time crunch. So we're confident is because we don't have enough time, that's where we believe that God makes up the difference. Because a relationship with God is different than a relationship with your parents or your friends or the community or sports, because one part of that relationship is perfect and understands everything. And so if we can just train up a child to recognize that God is real, that He wants to be a part of their life, we don't expect them to have a straight linear path. But what we do believe, if we can put enough hooks in them about the goodness of God, the value of community, the importance of recognizing there's someone in your life that is higher than anyone else, and that we call Him God, and of course through the man Christ Jesus, then we believe that when they're 20, 30, 40, there's always that pull that they realize there was something stable and steadfast. So what we try to do, not be too rules-based, not put too much pressure on the kids. I've always said I want the kids to love the church, and I want them to not see it as a negative. And you can do that if you put too many rules and restrictions. So we try to be, just more loving, probably every once in a while just close an eye and let them kind of run around the church in ways that maybe some of us old folks in a past generation wouldn't tolerate. Right. But ultimately, we only have a few swings at the ball.
Right.
And so we have to maximize
Gotta make
that.
it count.
And so we want them to know we love them, we care about them. They're going to make mistakes, but we don't try to put the air on their chest to make them feel.
Every good parent, a good teacher knows sort of what to see and what not to see.
Exactly.
Before we run out of time, the bonus round, 1 or 2 sentences, right? 2-part question. This may be hard, but what's your favorite part about being a pastor?
It's actually people. I love people.
And, you get the 2 a.m. phone calls. You're the shoulder to cry on. You've got to be strong whenever the flock needs you. What have you found to be the toughest part of being a pastor?
If I just be honest, it's the beast. We call the church building the beast.
Okay.
Because it sucks so much of your revenue up.
And time and
so
worry.
It restricts you from being able to do the good work you'd like to do in the community. And so I think that's the main issue. But it's the only way we can do it. There's many ways you can try. But basically, people working together in a community, in a group, is by far going to be more valuable than me trying to do it alone. Sure. It's like anything I do in the community, if I didn't have great people helping me, I'm not going to be able to do it. So, the best thing is people. The worst thing is the cost of taking care of the structure.
Pastor Wallace, thank you very much for being with us.
It's great to be with you, Greg, and I appreciate what you do and continue to do good work in our community. And thank you for always supporting what we do.